Hello and welcome back. It's been quite a while, but after iForce 2D gave me this very nice shout out, I was flooded with new subscribers, so thank you very much. And I thought it's a bit rude to have my oldest video be 8 months old, so I thought I'd show you what I've done, and it's not much. So I have implemented or integrated the components that you've seen in my previous videos, and so here's the machine. As you can see, there are still a few small things to sort out, but at least in this area we have quite a nice routing of the cables, updated the LEDs, and of course the main part is the front section, which is now, well, functioning, I should hope. The rear I updated quite a while ago, and that has worked really well. So I'm now in a position where almost nothing of the first iteration of the grader still exists. Pretty much the only thing is this part and the main structure of the circle. So yeah, go up here. So we can now see that the inside of the frame is pretty much empty. We have our front wheel drive nicely integrated, and by running the cables on the outside of the frame, try to create the impression that it's hydraulic lines, which of course it isn't. I have now freed up the internal area of the frame, and that's where the electronics are going to go. And if you are subscribed because of the iForce 2D shout out, then you are probably quite interested in the electronics. So yeah, I'll have a little bit about that in a minute. So overall, once it's painted up and the cables are routed, I think it looks quite good. It was a little bit frustrating getting the electronics done. Routing the cables was tedious, but I've put in these little hooks here that allow me to route the cables, as you can see, and then everything disappears into the rear frame, and currently the cables are massively too long, and the servo cables that you see here need extension cables, which I will probably make myself, and then the receivers are going to sit in this area, and hopefully by making my own extension cables I will be able to tidy that up quite a bit more. Yeah, so what excuse do I have that I don't have more to show to you? Well, I had other projects, other hobbies. Work was busy, and to be quite honest, I got a little bit frustrated. Other people have told me that maybe I should have started a new grader after I was moderately happy with the first one. I thought it's the better idea to continuously improve that. I think it has worked really well, but it means that whenever I take this apart, I don't have anything, to take out for a spin. It also means that in some aspects my design is more constrained by what I've done previously, although by basically having the front frame and the rear frame as two separate machines, that's not really that bad. I think the overall dimensions that I've chosen for the grader are still the same. I would still choose the same components. It's a nice size that you can carry for quite a distance, and then you can use standard components both for the servos and for the drive motors without running out of space too soon or running out of money too soon. So that's all pretty good. So really the main problem I had was getting around organizing the electronics. One breadboard, I should say, running an Arduino Nano, which you have seen in previous videos. We have two adjustments that I can program. Currently they are set to set the parameters of the proportional and integral controller, and then we have a 6-axis sensor, so accelerometer and gyroscopes on one board, and and all of that needs to go inside the frame. So obviously that's not going to work, which is why you have in the past seen it like this. But now I want to integrate it into the frame. Well, here we have a section of the frame, and here's the Arduino. Okay, so switch the camera to manual focus, and you can see there should be plenty of space. So my idea was to have basically the Arduino sitting something like that, and then have the circuit board above with the connections coming from the radio and going to the servos. So all I really have to do now is find a way how to get the Arduino into the frame so that there are no short circuits, that all the cables run well, that if something goes wrong I don't need to dismantle everything, so I need to think a little bit about that, and then sort out the power supply for the Arduino and sort out the cable routing. I know that everything fits into the rear of the machine. I just want to do it a little bit more tidily, and then it's basically ready, finished. I will try to get it done this winter, but as you can probably tell from my upload frequency, I'm afraid I can't make any promises. But I want to thank you very much again for subscribing, or if you have previously subscribed, for staying subscribed and staying interested in this quirky contraption of my model motor grader. Thank you very much. Until next time.